You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, everybody? It's your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And of course, you know what we do. We celebrate independent creators, from all walks of life, as the intro says. And we got another homie like that. This person is a director. All right, he's done a film called Fear of Flying. It's a short film that came out in 2020. But he's also a comic book writer that has an amazing project called Twilight Custard. It's a Western sci-fi that is like totally mind-blowing, that trust me, you will not be able to put down. I am honored to have the writer behind that amazing project, the one and only Mr. Josh Wilson.
Hey,
what up, kiddo? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
I don't know. Thank you for coming on, brother, because you have a kick-ass project. This joint, man, I'm serious, bro. I love me that black and white goodness. And your artists and you have created such an amazing tale here, amazing.
I really appreciate that, man. And just to get started, your production value so far is by far the best I've been on so far. This is like legit, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We do our best here at Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes to make sure we celebrate you guys. You know what I mean? That's the most important part. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, we got you at the bottom with the book. So talk about yourself, Josh. I mean, where you originally hail from?
Yeah, so I'm from Northwest Ohio, a super small town called Ottawa that probably no one has heard of.
Ottawa, Ohio. I would have thought Canada.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the more well-known one. Yeah, I just pretty much grew up around cornfields and factories and churches, the whole Midwestern
hopefully
thing,
not around children of the corn, though.
They're probably around there somewhere.
Excellent, man. And so did you stay there all your young life?
Yeah, until graduation, and then some friends and I moved to Orlando, which I know you're from, to start a band and be in like a bigger city where people would actually care about our music and stuff. And that's kind of where it's got started.
Excellent. We're gonna get into that band stuff, but so
Cool.
While you were in Ohio, I mean, as a kid, what was your first type of exposure to pop culture? Who introduced, if anyone, to introduce you to that?
That's a good question, man. It definitely wasn't either of my parents. They weren't super into it. I mean, my dad showed me movies, but they were mostly like action movies, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal kind of stuff.
My dad did the same shit.
Yeah. And
Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, all the
sure.
old school dudes. Stallone.
Yeah, and he watched a lot of Star Trek, so I guess that would maybe be the first introduction to like sci-fi that I really got into. Which I still, I didn't appreciate when I was younger, but now I love Star Trek and love that kind of stuff. So,
right. Well, what a flip, right? Dad, this shit is so corny, and then years later, Dad, I love this shit.
Exactly. We never appreciate it when it's happening.
No, I did. I'm gonna tell you, man, I was eating everything up. Anything he tossed at me, because anytime he would ask me, for example, that again, old school days, VHS, we had the mom and pop video store. $2 a pop for the rental.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, for the weekend, here's $10. Pick me some movies and pick something for yourself. No problem. Man, that one pick will be the wildest shit I could find.
Yeah.
I would, bro. My goal was met when he would say, "What is this shit?"
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you just go by the cover, or did you have any idea what you're going to?
The cover mostly. I love the art. So, and obviously, come on, man. Back in the day, they had wonderful art, and then it had nothing to do with the movie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, but sometimes I definitely read or I see something that looked totally iconic, or even the lady that worked at the store, she knew my love. So she would say, "Hey, Al, we have this new one that you might love, and it's about this. You want it?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'll be the first one. I'll pop the cherry on that video."
Yeah, that's awesome. I was always jealous of hearing people that had those experiences in video stores, because mine was just not like that at all. But like,
oh really? What do you had?
Everything, we just had like some generic store, and the people that were working there were just like high schoolers that didn't care, so they weren't.
It was one of those movie video stores. Like, these people that did not give a shit, right?
Yeah, it was like a family video or something,
Oh, poor guy. Man. So all right. So what was the first thing you really fell in love with other than that? Other than the TV form? When did you really start kind of like diving in and saying, "Oh shit, I'm really digging this"?
I would say probably Saturday morning cartoons, like the early '90s, like Spider-Man and X-Men cartoons. Like
Ooh,
I
great
loved that
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, man, that's what really got me into comic characters before actually comics. Especially that
Nice.
Spider-Man, man. I still think that's like one of the best iterations of Spider-Man to
Ag-
exist. I just
ag-
love
ag-
it.
Agreed, and it was a nice long run too.
Yeah,
At
dude.
that, it was great. It was fun. Peter grew in it. I
Yeah,
mean, so yeah, you're absolutely right. That era, even with the Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four, the
yeah,
Iron Man, that was the great era of Marvel cartoons. That I think that era they were, basically really competing with DC animated.
yeah. That's for sure.
Now, not so much.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess I did really like those Batman cartoons too. That was in kind of the same league there. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, the Batman, the Justice League, the Superman, Batman Beyond,
Yeah,
you Static Shock. I mean, '90s DC also was not nothing to be sleeping on.
yeah. That's some good stuff, man. I'm looking
Right,
forward to
Legion of
the new X-Men.
Superheroes.
Yeah,
Oh, that was 2000 actually. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, the new X-Men. Yeah, how do you feel about that? That they're bringing it back?
Man, I'm excited about the new cartoon, especially because it seems like the same art style, and they're kind of just like picking up where it left off. And I'm like really excited to see what Marvel does with like the MCU and X-Men, because I X-Men's one of my after Spider-Man, they're like my second favorite comic book
Hey,
characters for
nice,
sure.
nice. Excellent, excellent. So let's start talking about. So you finally found it. Was it easy to find a tribe while you were a kid in Ohio?
Not really. No, I mean we kind of built our own, and that was mostly based around music. Like we were like really
Okay.
into like heavy metal and painting our nails and stuff,
Oh,
But we weren't.
what
Yeah.
was your crew? What was your crew?
What was our crew?
Yeah, what was the music that band that you loved the most back then?
Oh man, it's embarrassing now, but we really like Corn and Slipknot and things like that.
Hey, yo, dude, Slipknot was my first concert.
Yeah, dude, they're
That
incredible,
was my
man.
first concert. When they told me hit the motherfucking floor, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, sure, guys. I
Oh
hit the
yeah,
floor, and they said, that was my first mosh pit experience. I was like, yo,
that's insane.
I had people trying to grab me, but I was making everybody else bounce. Like, you ain't touching me, kiddo. I loved it.
Yeah, I saw them at Ozfest. Like I don't even know what year we were young, like seventh or eighth grade, probably.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I seen them, Linkin Park, Metallica. I
Yeah,
seen all these cats,
exactly all that type
POD.
of
I,
music.
I feel you. I
Hmm.
feel you. I have not seen Corn. I'm jealous. That would be a great one.
Yeah, I saw them when they released Issues, which was my favorite record by them, and they
Ooh.
that was my very first concert with Corn and Stained, and it was at the time like
Stain. I love
awesome.
Stain,
Yeah,
yo.
man,
Man. I have every album on them too, yo.
that's awesome.
I saw them live. That was my wife's first experience in a mosh pit because I kind of we were standing, everybody's pushing hard, and she's like, "Why are these people pushing so much?" I'm like, just start pushing, babe. Just do it. Don't worry, I got your back."
How long ago was that now?
Oh, that was several years. That's when I
Yeah.
lived in Massachusetts. Well, no, that was in New York. Yeah, we
Okay.
saw them in New York around 45th. I forgot the name of the place
There's
already.
no way I could do a mosh pit now. I would immediately hurt my back and be done.
No, I got listen, my last mosh pit. You ain't fucking around, Josh. The last time I did a mosh pit, bro, I was my brother. We were pushing it with some punk rock concert. I forgot who it was. We're pushing around, and he grabs me as I'm drinking a beer, and he starts spitting me around. I said, "Wait a minute!" I had to find the stairs, and I sat there. Everybody's like, "You all right, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." Give me a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Shit. Like,
Not like
bro,
it used to be.
yeah, hell no. God damn, bro. Awesome. So talk about taking, the steps into the creative journey then. What really inspired you to start getting creative? So here you're doing, doing music. So talk about that. I mean, was that really your first steps into creativity? It was through the music?
Yeah, definitely. Like music was my first time, and I was the singer and lyricist, so that was like what I was mostly writing was like songs and stuff. And every
Oh,
once in a
cool.
while in high school, I would write like a little short story or some kind of fiction, but it was mostly just music for a long, long time.
All right. And when did you decide to change that from music into something a little bit more, outside of that scope?
Yeah. So, I wanted to be a musician so bad. It's like all I wanted in my life. But then I got to a certain point where like the fifth band broke up, and I'm like, am I really going to
The
start?
fifth.
Yeah. I'm like,
Please.
am I really going to start all over again? And I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. I need to
Uh,
find some other creative outlet that just I have
okay.
control over, So I moved from that to like writing screenplays and movie scripts.
So
And then,
may I
yeah,
ask before you proceed, how long was that journey in music that you were trying to follow before you took the step to change that?
it was, I'd say just shy of 15 years, probably.
Oh wow! So you were in it for a minute, like really,
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, and then you
Really
just
trying our
swerved.
asses off with different bands, but then somebody flakes for whatever reason, and you just kind of have to build from the ground up all over again. So it's a process, man. You got to rely on like
Yeah.
3 or 4 other people
You
to.
can't be like Queens of the Stone Age where homie just keeps having new band members, right?
Yeah, once you're famous, you can do whatever you want. He goes, yeah, I'll just hire some people, but that doesn't work like that for most people.
Yeah, I got you, man. You're trying to build a brand, but I like that segue, man. That inspiration. What was that snapping point though? Was there a point where you said, "Okay, that's it. This is it. I got to do it now."
Yeah, it was when the last band, they were called Fuel for Ghosts. We were in Nashville. When we split up, I was just like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I got to find something else. And I've always really loved movies, and so I went to movie scripts first before I moved
Oh,
back to
cool. Okay.
comics. Yeah.
Movie scripts, nice. Did you do anything we know?
No, definitely not. I wrote a bunch. I wrote a bunch of them, and I'm just kind of like with comics. I'm like, how do I get people to care about this stuff that I wrote? And so that's what came of that short film that I made. Is like, I've got all these scripts. I need to produce one of them because it's a lot easier to get somebody to watch something than it is to like, here, read this 120-page book of movie script.
Was that your first dive into creating a film?
Yeah, it was.
So how was that experience for you?
I loved it. It was a lot of work because I did pretty much all of it myself, and I got friends and to help out. But I produced, I found everybody, I directed it, and I was really lucky to find all the people that were there to help and friends to build the big airplane set and stuff. But when I was actually like during the directing part of those days, like it was like some of the most fun I've ever had. I just loved it so much.
Excellent, man, excellent. I love it, man. So talk about doing this comic book journey now. Here you are. So you did this awesome short film. Fear Flying, folks. Fear Flying. All right, check it out. So
yeah, please.
So
I made that right before COVID, so like
I didn't get a chance
to shop it out. Yeah, like I was finished it like right before COVID came out, so I got to do a couple of like virtual showings and stuff.
Yo, I got a great one for you. Go hit up Geek Fest Film Fest. That's my big homie Bill Offstraw. Check them out. If this is just a short film, Geek Fest Film Fest is probably not probably, it is a fantastic platform for you, especially since you're also a comic book creator, and it's all about that fun stuff, and independent filmmaking.
That's awesome.
So
thank you.
Go for it, bro. Recommendation, Bill, right here for real. If you're watching. So. All right, so talk to me the inspiration of this fantastic book that I could not put down.
Man, I'm so glad
Twilight Custard, bro. What is this?
I'm so glad you liked it, man, because it releases on Tuesday. So the only people that have read it so far are people that are close to me, and then yourself, reviewers and such. And so very few people that I don't know personally have read it. So I haven't gotten a lot of feedback. So I'm so glad that you liked it.
Oh, dude, shit. You know what? I wasn't even aware that this is just dropping Tuesday. So having that scoop, I'm honored to tell you this is a wonderful project, yo. I mean, if you are a lover of westerns and sci-fi and all that good shit in between, great dialogue, you care about the you job well done, bro. Just talk to me. Talk to me about the whole inspiration about this fantastic book.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So this is a little bit of a journey. So the story came about from a random band name generator. You go online, you just come up with a band name, and it spit out Twilight Custard and the Busted Deadly. And
I love it.
Yeah, man. And so the band I was in at the time, we wrote a song called Twilight Custard and the Busted Deadly. I don't even remember what it's about now. It had nothing to do with the story whatsoever. And I just couldn't get the title out of my head. I just loved it. So I kind of like reverse engineered what it would be about. And it ended up being my first movie script that I ever wrote was this Twilight Custard, which is basically the story of the comic, a little bit different. And then I decided to, because I thought it would do really well in the visual medium, of graphic novel. So I just kind of transferred it from movie script to comic book script, which is, I've learned, quite a bit different. That way the artist knows, panel by panel, exactly what I want them to draw and what I want to go where. And so, so it started a song, then a movie script, and now this book that I finally get a hold in my hand, which is amazing.
My God. Wait a minute. Yeah. Let me move that and put that baby back on screen. Yeah. Look at that, yo. Ooh, look at that gorgeous book. Let me see the spine too.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, she's not a slim one. Look at that.
No,
hey, bro, gorgeous book. Thick, exactly. Yo, look, love it. How many pages is that bad boy?
With the extras, it's like 136, I think.
Oh man, look at that. Yo, available Tuesday, folks.
Yes.
Again, so give us a little synopsis. Tease to the folks that are watching a little
Yeah,
tease of what it is.
absolutely, man. So it's basically kind of like a buddy script about a cowboy and a robot, you know. But the overarching story is a spaceship crashes across the border of Texas and Mexico in the late 1800s when they're kind of battling over land and all that kind of stuff. And so the armies are kind of scrambling to get the ship and the pieces and figure out what the hell's going on. And this cowboy happens across the android pilot and kind of agrees to get it back to its ship. And that's essentially the story.
And a mission indeed, pretty deep. You know, as you dig that relationship, it's funny. You know, I mean, but it also isn't intrusive. You put a lot of things in there because this robot. I mean, for me, and the way it's like, wow, you're kind of really trying to take over somebody's life, but because he's very intrusive.
Right.
So
Yeah,
how did you
exactly.
deal with that? I mean, with that, how did you figure out that's this type of technology, if you will?
That was the fun part, man. Like my favorite characters in anything are like androids and AI characters. So I loved having that in the first book that I wrote, and I like the kind of the difference between someone from the 1800s and someone who comes from like a super advanced technology and who knows like kind of the secrets of time and space and all that stuff, life and death and stuff. So I loved kind of writing the dialogue and the banter between those two a lot, and that's what I like. Just like a grounded character story.
Were there any particular writers that inspired you behind this? Because again, the sci-fi behind it is pretty dope, and like you said, like that robot is he's pretty wild.
So I always knew though that I wanted the design to be kind of a tribute to like a miniature version of the Iron Giant because I always really loved the Iron Giant.
Oh
So you can kind of see
yes,
the inspiration from that, and you know the story. I read a lot of I don't know if you've heard of the Underwater Welder by Jeff
no,
Lemire. That's a real kind of character study where he's like kind of he's having a baby and he's dealing with the death of his father, and he's this underwater welder, and so it's a lot of just introspection and kind of like seeing ghosts and stuff. It's a really cool story, but I kind of like
mm,
it's also black and white hand drawn like this is too. So I got a lot of
sure.
inspiration from that. Yeah, Jeff Lemire is like one of my favorite writers.
Yeah, and is that black and white intentional? That you want the story to? Because again, I'm a huge fan of black and white. I mean, I grew up on the Conan, magazines, black and white. So to see it that way as well was also something that I truly love to see. So is
Yeah.
that on purpose?
So it's kind of both. So I mean, originally when I wasn't sure what I was going to make into a novel, I knew I probably had to do black and white because of it's just much more cost effective. You got to pay a colorist to come in and do a lot of that stuff. But for this story, I really liked the black and white and then those little bits of blue when the android's
Yeah.
using his powers, his hologram powers. I really thought that was really powerful and a big contrast when you're flipping through the pages and all of a sudden there's a big spot of blue and you're like, okay, this is going to be different.
And
So I
white
think it
shoes
worked out.
blue.
I just always envisioned it blue, man. Like, yeah, when I was when I was thinking of the story, I do this weird thing when I try to write a scene that I can't visualize. I like put a blindfold over my face so I can't see anything, and I'm like really trying to imagine what it looks like before I write it
Okay.
down. And so, like to me, it's always been these like blue flashing big lights and holograms and stuff. So,
Got to see, 'cause I'm looking at your window. I see a blue light. So,
oh no.
oh no, there we go, bro. Watch your back, brother. So, I can't believe the book dropped Tuesday. So, talk about that publishing journey. I mean, how long did it take you to put this together? How did you find the artist to work alongside?
Yeah, man. So I found the artist on Reddit actually, and I do
Reddit.
yeah,
Hey,
I do a web series called Dangerous Enemies too, and everybody that I found so far has been on Reddit, just in those communities and putting
dope.
out. So it's been great. As far as like the actual like releasing and publishing of it, it's been I'm doing it 100% myself. One out of necessity because no one knows who I am. No one's going to be like, yeah, I'll publish this book for you. But also because I'm like really excited to like get into the community, go to the cons, like really meet people face to face, go to the different comic shops and talk to them about, putting it on the shelves and really just kind of like digging in and trying to like make some name for myself in comics so then I can hopefully in the future do another project that I don't have to 100% do everything myself.
Nah, man, it's coming, man, because you are, extremely talented. Again, the writing on this book is fantastic, and again, you found an amazing partner in your artist.
Oh yeah,
So,
William is incredible. I was so lucky to
yeah.
find him, man.
So from beginning to end, how long was the process to create the book, and the story, and and put this bad boy together?
Yeah, so I started with a different artist originally, and it didn't work out for a few different reasons. So I moved on and found a different artist that I thought worked better. I really like the hand drawn stuff, and I think it worked really well for this book. And honestly, that's difficult to find these days. A lot of people are doing digital on iPad and stuff, which has its own merits. Like the Dangerous Enemy series is digital, and I think that looks great, and the colors are really beautiful and stuff. But this just really worked out the way that I wanted it to. And I found this guy. He's from Indonesia. His name's William Mulyo. And we've actually never even done what you and I are doing. We've never talked on the phone or done any video. It's all been through email and stuff. And this whole time, it took about 10 months to get all that artwork back. And the whole time I was like, please don't drop off the face of the earth halfway through this book. Because I was just kind of paying him monthly for the art that he did. Yeah. And so and thank God, he's just been fantastic.
A true professional. Thank you for creating a great book, brother.
Oh, he's so talented. He's a young kid too, so like I'm really excited to see what else he does.
Oh man, well he's welcome to come here too, so we could talk about that type of journey. Because again, you know, so how did you feel about that? So talk about that as a creator. I mean, here you are, you find this random person from another country. I mean, here you are afraid of taking your money, but did you feel confident? How does that work through Reddit? I mean, is there recommendations or anything that you could rely on to make you feel a little bit more comfortable, or is it just hope?
There's a lot of hope. Some of it was just like looking at some of his social media, making sure he's a real person that has like a real identity, looking at some of his previous artwork and stuff like that, and just kind of testing things out, going through some character design and a couple of test pages and making sure that process.
And all via email with nothing like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'd love to have a chat with him sometime, like actually like we're doing now.
Share a drink together and let's share some images and some words together.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it is weird. It just feels like I don't really know, but we worked together for almost a year on this thing.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, and that's a total, opposite to how you work with the music folks, right? I mean, being there in person and whatnot. Right.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, exactly. Same with film too. Just like a huge group of people that you have to have around you doing all sorts of things.
As a creator, you think that how has COVID affected you? Has it been a negative thing? Do you think it slowed you down, or has it allowed you to hunker down and be a little bit more creative?
Man, that's a tough one. It's kind of both, because like sometimes I get in my head with about everything that's going on, and I just can't find the motivation to be creative because I'm just like, bummed out or anxious about the way the world is, But honestly, because I was moving more towards a film direction before COVID, which I really am still excited to do more film work eventually when I'm able to like be in a room with a bunch of people. But if it weren't for COVID, like a lot of this comic journey started because I was stuck at home. I was like, what can I do creatively? And it's like, if I write something, I just find one person to do the artwork. That's something that I can do that's pretty minimal that I don't have to leave the house for. And so honestly, without COVID, maybe this book wouldn't exist. I don't know.
Oh, well, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, people want to down the COVID, but sometimes a lot of creators actually found the time to hunker down, do something else, and find the zone where they're not just focusing on what's happening out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And again, and your story is a perfect example of that because you're not focusing on anything news related. So thank you so much. Jesus Christ, yo, this is the type of content I'm talking about. Like,
some escapism.
True escapism. Again, sometimes comics don't feel like escapism anymore, specifically from the big two, and there's a lot of other comics that do that. And I mean, that's good for them. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing, it's a good thing, to send them. But sometimes we need this fun book to take us into. Come on, man. Here we going into the old Wild West with fucking robots and spaceships and sci-fi. I mean, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, you couldn't get farther away from this shit,
Yeah, bro, for real. And it's just that the connection of the characters, you actually feel for the characters. You've done a great job. But I could see this in any film format.
Yeah, I would love to. Like I said, it started as a script. My dream of dreams would be to sell this to some kind of streamer and see it be a Netflix movie or something. So one day, knock on wood, man,
All right, let me ask the top question here then. So you're saying you want this to be a film. Who, if you have a choice, living or dead?
Yeah.
Cast as the lead.
Ooh, living or dead, that's good, man. Funny enough, I would love to see like someone like Michael Fassbender be in Twilight Custard, or even like I could see Jake Gyllenhaal do it too, honestly.
Oh, true. Nice. And who would you want to voice the robot?
That's a really good question too. I haven't really thought of the actual voice of whether it be male or female. Have you ever seen the movie Her with
Yes.
I love that movie. Again, I love AI stuff, but that was such a perfect I think they filmed with someone else completely and then they rehired
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson took place over that. But yeah, I don't know if it'd be like an actual person's voice or if it'd be more something more robotic. One of the ideas I had for the movie script that didn't make it into the novel, mainly because of like IP stuff, but since the robot has kind of this like all-knowing, he's like kind of tapped into everything on Earth,
Yeah.
future and present or
He's like
whatever.
Cerebrus on
Yeah, exactly.
on acid.
Yeah. So I was thinking like he could like just like throw in these different sort of like sayings and stuff from all sorts of the different times, like pulling them from all sorts of, years and stuff. And Twilight wouldn't know what the hell he's talking about when he's, quoting Bart Simpson or something like that.
Right. Don't have a cow, man. What the hell are you talking about? There's no cow here.
I think that'd be awesome.
I know. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun, man. Appreciate that. So, I always like to leave people with their flowers. I just want to say thank you for being bold and brave, brother. And sharing your journey. I can't really wait to see what else you do. I mean, outside of Fear of Flying, do you have another film idea in the works?
I have a bunch of stuff, man. I have another book idea that I'm working on first. A graphic
another
novel.
book idea.
But,
hey,
yeah.
Is it a sequel? Is it tied in or something completely different?
Something completely different. But I've got a good idea for that. That's kind of churning in my head. That's kind of more of a manga style.
Ooh.
So we'll see. That's going to be a little ways down the line because again, it's a very long and expensive project to do all this stuff by yourself. So one step at a time. But yeah, I'd love to get more into film. I want to try to. I just moved to Denver, so I want to kind of get into the community and see who's making film and what I can do to help.
There's stuff going on in Denver, man. There's a lot of good stuff going on in Denver. Keep connected with me because I know if I find out anything, I'll send it your way. I also have a lot of people in film you could probably get connected to. My boy Lance from Warehouse 9, like he's a film director. He doesn't use digital. He uses Kodak
Oh, that's
films.
awesome, man. That's really
he goes
awesome.
old school. I mean, he loves it. He goes, don't call yourself a film director if you're going digital. That's digital. That's digital incredible. Movie creation.
Where's he based out of?
He's in Colorado too. I think.
Oh wow,
actually,
that's amazing. Yeah, film is incredible. I have no experience in it, but I love watching. Paul Thomas Anderson.
I'll connect you guys, man. I'll connect you guys because I think you would love to talk to him. He's very talented, and maybe who knows? I mean, with this type of stuff got done, he's done a Western film. So that's what I'm saying. You never know.
That's awesome, man.
Hey, yeah, man. The web keeps growing.
That's true. It's all about connections, man. So many artists think that they're in competition with people, but it's all about collaboration, man. That's always been my experience.
It is. I hate when people think, "Oh, it's a No, it's not a competition. I never compete. You want to collaborate? We could do so many things together and grow together.
Especially now with the internet, like there's no limit,
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, brother. Absolutely agreed. So, do you have any advice? Because you're young in the game, bro. But you got a movie in, you got a book in, you got plans. I mean, what type of advice do you have for anybody that's also trying to step into the game?
Yeah, I gotta say. I would say start small for sure. Work your way up. Like, don't start with a novel. Don't start with a feature-length film. Write a short first. Film a short first. Write a little 4 to 6 to 8 page thing. Find an artist to collaborate if you can't draw like myself, and just kind of piece it together. Make the connections. Build a community first and foremost, and then just always practice. I have to tell myself to sit down and write every day, and it definitely doesn't happen every day. But it's just like to have that goal and to like make sure that you're like always working on your craft is definitely the most important thing. Produce a million things so when the time comes and someone's like, hey, what do you got to show me, that you have things to show, basically.
And my very last question.
Yes, sir.
Normally I don't ask this. I got to remember to always ask this. But when you get into your creative space, is there anything that you do particularly or listen to get into the zone?
Man, no, I can't listen to anything because that'll throw me off for sure. So it's usually just me kind of sitting down in a quiet room. And if I need to, like, if something's not happening or not churning right, I'll go take a walk or something.
Okay.
But what I like to do first, and not everybody works this way, but I like to outline the hell out of something. So then I put the work in. I'm doing all the creative stuff of like what happens in this scene, this scene, and this scene. And so that way, when I'm actually like writing, sitting down at the keyboard, I just look at my outline. Okay, this is what I'm working on today. And whether it's good or bad, I'm plugging in, I'm entering the information of that scene, and I can always go back and rewrite, but I know exactly I can just keep working top to bottom, So that helps me to just be organized and have it all planned out.
Gotcha, man. I'm the complete opposite, man. The more noise coming into my ears, the better, the more zoned I get.
Yeah, I wish
It's
I can't do it, man. Even I tried, music without lyrics and stuff and thought that would do it, but it can't.
No, that's what I kind of do. It's instrumentals. The
Yeah,
lo-fi chill music. Oh
for
man,
sure.
works so good for me. Check out lo-fi chill hip hop. It
Yeah, I'll
might
check
work
it
for
out.
you. Why
Sure.
not? Check that out. It may get you in the zone. It's really chill and just you put that in the low vibe as you're going. I mean, if you're a chill person, I think your rhythm may go with it. You'll be like typing and swaying without realizing.
I'll definitely check that out.
Awesome. Nah, man, you're an awesome guest, but you're a very creative person, man. And so you said the book drops this Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir. TwilightCustard.com.
Epa. So when anybody wants it, this is where they got to go to order that bad boy.
Yep, I'm going to work on after the release to get it into shops. Like it's already in 2 shops here in Denver, and I'm just going to call around to different cities and do that. But right now, TwilightCustard.com is the way to get it.
Look at he's a hustler. He's gonna do this old school style and hustle. This is not available through no Diamond or Lunar. He's gonna have it in local shops, but you got to go to. This is real indie, folks. Real indie. I love it. So, what's the cost of this book?
Right now, we got it at $20.
$20. Excellent. How many pages you said?
136.
Oh shit, yo! Look at that. For $20, more than fair, yo. Because again, folks, you don't understand. It's beautiful artwork, independent. This could be something big, especially for you folks on the alternate investment market. Let me not use the S word that gets them so mad. But this is a great book. I'm very happy for you. I can't wait, folks. It's right there, twilightcustard.com. It is also in the links. Please hit that link. Support amazing independent projects by folks like this, because this is the future of comics.
Man, I cannot thank you enough. You have been great, and thank you for all the kind words and letting me come on here and talk about the book. I really appreciate it.
No, man. Thank you for creating this fantastic book, because again, you were after my heart here. Again, Western and sci-fi. I totally dug it, and I wish my wife would come into the room. She could attest, like, yeah, he did not step away from the computer. He was like this, just reading nonstop. Hey, it's time to eat. I'm like, no, give me a minute.
I love to hear it.
Yeah, man. So good stuff. I can't wait till people check this book out. Amazing stuff by Josh Wilson, Twilight Custard. Again, let me share that one last time before we go, folks. TwilightCustard.com. Yeah, use name generators and you get some cool names like that. I really wanted to know. So I'm so happy you told me it was some random names. That's hysterical.
I love when ideas come out of absolutely nowhere and just kind of pick them apart and expand it. Yeah.
Let me see what happens here. Hey, like Al Mega came out of the rock band. One day somebody asked me what's my name. I didn't want to give him my real name. I said I love Megatron. My name is Alex. I said Al Mega. People started dubbing. Oh, I love it. I said, it's a rock band birthday.
Hell yeah, that worked out great.
and if you want, I wish that was still a viable game to challenge folks. I could still kick some ass on that.
That's awesome.
All right. Anyway, brother, thank you again for joining me. Much love. People, make sure to check out the website. Order this book. Drops this Tuesday. All right.
Yeah.
Show the love to independent creators. And with that, I'm Al Mega, and I'm out. Hasta la próxima, kiddos. Later. Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.